When you take a look around you, no matter where you stand, you see proud families, friends and neighbors, sharing gifts and helping hands. We're people helping people, and we're proud that we can say we're always getting better and growing stronger every day. Taking pride in Mobile, haven't you noticed? We've got it all right here at home. Nothing can stop us. Taking pride in where we're going, taking pride in who we are. Mobile, show your pride. Together we'll go far. There's a feeling of excitement, you can see it everywhere. The pride of our whole region is the heartbeat that we share. The heartbeat that we share. Taking pride in Mobile. Haven't you noticed? We've got it all right here at home.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
An accident just in on Spring Hill Avenue at Union Avenue, and the two right lanes remain blocked on Pensacola Boulevard southbound at I-10 due to a crash. And we have some slowing at the Bankhead Tunnel east on Highway 98 from Government to I-10. It's a 3-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
What if I can guarantee the price of Bitcoin will be $1 million in 2030? Well, I can't, but I can guarantee you'll save a lot of money on blinds at my company, Blindster.com. Free samples, free shipping, and guaranteed to fit. Shop at Blindster.com today.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now at newsradio710.com. The Uncle Henry Show. Weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
Stanley Simpson, or should I say Mayor Stanley Simpson.
Message deleted.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. And I thank you very much for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. I appreciate that very, very much. Once again, here we are together, me and you, trying to figure out what is going on. What is going on in the world around us? Now today, on the Uncle Henry Show, I'll give you some coverage of today's Mobile City Council meeting. Now, if you've heard me talk about Mobile, but before I get to that, happy birthday to Virginia McNeil O'Brien, a prominent Mobile businesswoman. Virginia McNeil O'Brien, happy birthday to you. Now, back to the show. The City Council meeting was today, and if you've ever heard me talk about Mobile City Council meetings, maybe you've heard me talk about how, as I've watched these meetings through the years, it has become more and more like a punishment unto me, that I feel punished, but just having to endure the politicians, listening to them as they talk about wasting the tax dollar, and listening to them patting each other on the back and pontificating, thinking that what they say is important. It can be very tedious, just awful to watch a lot of these meetings. Today's meeting, though, Mobile City Council meeting today, was not like that in most. Now, there was some hot air there, I'll have to say, but mostly not like that today. If you're a student of Mobile history, if you're interested in the history of the city of Mobile, if you've been paying close attention for a number of years or decades, I would advise you to go watch the meeting. I can't share all of it with you here on the radio due to lack of time and also lack of your interest. But if you're interested, go watch it on YouTube. It's about a 90-minute meeting, and there's so much in today's meeting that will be of interest to you, I think, especially if you've been paying close attention through the Stimson years and a little bit before, because today was the last Mobile City Council meeting for Mayor Standy Simpson as the mayor. And so, because it was his last meeting as mayor, he had prepared remarks, and he gave a speech, about a 9-minute speech. I think you'd be interested to hear what he had to say. And also, people were paying tribute to him. Mobile City Council members, all of them had to, they didn't have to. Maybe they felt like they had to. They all did. They all had warm words for the mayor as he was making his exit. And also, there were some special guests that came to the meeting, and it seemed to be a surprise to the mayor. He introduced former Congressman Bradley Byrne and also former Congressman Joe Bonner, saying that they were going to make an economic development or a workforce development announcement, some announcement about workforce development. And it turns out they were there just to talk about Mayor Stimson. So, and again, time restraints, I can't play you all of their remarks. So if you're interested, if you have an interest in this, you can watch it on YouTube. Thought you might want to hear a little bit of what they had to say just to get a flavor for all of it. So here's just a little bit, less than 2 minutes of former Congressman Bradley Byrne. He now is the guy running the Mobile Chamber of Commerce. Here is some of what Bradley Byrne had to say to Mayor Standy Simpson on the mayor's final Mobile City Council meeting as mayor.
Members of the council, mayor, we're not here to talk about workforce development. We're here to talk about you. Oh.
Surprise, surprise. You're the topic, surprise.
When you came to me in 2012 and said you wanted to run for mayor, I thought you were crazy. But it was good crazy. And it's been very good for this community that you were crazy enough to do it. You got the city's finances in order. You rebuilt the fire department and the police department. You reached out there and started thinking about things that would make the quality of life in this city better. Rebuilt the capital infrastructure with the help of the council. And in order to do all that, you had to bring all of us together in one Mobile. And one Mobile is going to be your legacy for decades and decades to come. We at the Chamber are charged.
Well, by the way, just interrupting there, I don't know if you remember, but when Mayor Stimson came forward with the One Mobile concept, I can remember him being mocked. Some people didn't like it for whatever reason, and I don't know why, because I'm not a mind reader. I've not yet developed the ability to read another person's mind. But I do remember people some people seemed mad that he even suggested that there could be such a thing as One Mobile. The fact that he stuck with it for all those terms, despite people, there were always some people in the community that were upset about it. Just the phrase. I used to wonder myself, why does that phrase upset people so much? Kept on and had some success with it. Back to Bradley Byrne.
With doing the economic development for the city and for the county. But we don't get to do that if we don't do the blocking and tackling. And you do the blocking and tackling. Y'all do the blocking and tackling. Without it, we don't make those changes. Mobile is in its golden age, and we're in that golden age because of your leadership. And the people in this community are deeply grateful to you and your family for all that you've done to put us where we are today. And the best compliment we can pay to you is to make sure that after you leave Monday, we're going to keep it going. Thank you for all that you've done for this community, and God bless you and your family.
So Mobile is in its golden age. Now, maybe we just started, and maybe not all of us feel the goldenness of it yet. Now, I will admit, I will feel like Mobile is in its golden age if the fantasy bridge ever becomes reality. No, I'll tell a couple of things. I feel like Mobile will be in its golden age when I'm retired and the fantasy bridge is in its entirety built. But, yeah, a lot more going on now in Mobile versus back when Mayor Stimson first took office. So, a lot more to go into. Getting ready to go into a break here on the Uncle Henry Show, but I have more from the Mobile City Council meeting. I want to share a couple of more remarks that were made about the mayor. I want you to hear a little bit of what he said as he was making his final speech there, and also some of the actual business of today's council meeting, which I found quite intriguing. So all of that to come as the Uncle Henry Show proceeds forward here on News Radio 710 WNTM.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
An accident just in on Spring Hill Avenue at Union Avenue, and the two right lanes remain blocked on Pensacola Boulevard southbound at I-10 due to a crash. And we have some slowing at the Bankhead Tunnel east on Highway 98 from Government to I-10. It's a 3-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
YouTube viewers, thank you for looking in on YouTube, whatever your purpose is. Thank you to anyone who has subscribed to the channel. I appreciate that very much. Eventually, I may start making other videos other than this for the channel. I don't know when that'll happen, but one day, eventually. Hello to, let's see, Ben Griffin, Drake in 812, Pat Nelly. Pat Nelly, you are loved as well. Bama Big Man, hello to you. In fact, Pat Nelly, I'm going to reveal to you a secret from my life, and that is that often my wife will be looking at Facebook and she will say, she'll just out of the blue say, I love Pat Nelly. And I say, well, why? And she'll say, look at what Pat Nelly put on Facebook. And my wife is a big fan of Pat Nelly's social media. Hello to KP of shirtbutter.com. Working on your mental health? Well, I don't know if the Uncle Henry Show will help or not. Well, I'll do my best to help with your mental health as the show moves forward. 68-year-old Chris of West Loxley. Larry Morting, thank you for looking in. And Sharon of Fairhope, whoever else might be looking in. Art in Magnolia Springs, my Lord. Well, this is going to be very Mobile-centric for Magnolia Springs with the council meeting. You're going to you will hear hot air blown if you continue to listen. Now, between now and going back I'm back on the radio in about 2 minutes. Let me see, what can I tell you about? Researchers from the University of Colorado, Boulder, did a study, and they found in their research that nearly half of the cannabis flower products that they tested contained less THC than their labels claimed. And they said that They just said that it's not accurately labeled. So for those of you that are out there buying things with THC in it for whatever weird purpose in your life, whatever you're lacking in your life, inaccurately labeled. And usually it's less than the label claimed. But that study was done at University of Colorado, where all that stuff is legal, so they might have been high when they was doing the study. You never know. All right, let's see. There was a weird marathon in Sweden. They held the world's deepest marathon in a mine where they had 60 people went to this zinc mine, and they took a 2-minute, 42-second elevator ride deep inside of the mine to 3,600 feet below sea level. And then down there, it was 86 degrees, and they had to wear a helmet with a light on the front, and they ran to the surface. Now, see, I'm not even claustrophobic, and this bothers me. The idea of going down into a mine and then running out of it like that. Maybe they have more trustworthy Swedish people over there that trust that the mine ain't going to collapse. All right, back on the radio with more political hot air.
We'll remake them for free. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Blindster.com.
Roll Tide. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, News Radio 710 WNTM. It is 5:20. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes today. Mobile City Council meeting, and it was Mayor Sandy Stimpson's last meeting as mayor. And so lots of tributes to him and a speech from him. Already played for you a brief bit of Bradley Byrne praising the accomplishments of the Stimpson administration. Here is some of former Congressman Joe Bonner, who currently runs the University of South Alabama. Here is Joe Bonner checking off a list of what he says are the accomplishments of Sandy Stimpson's administration during his time in office. So let's listen as he checks all these things off of a list of accomplishments.
Beginning with the original vision for One Mobile as outlined in his first campaign, Mayor Stimpson and our other leaders, those who are here today and those who've come before, set out to do big things that others had only dreamt of doing. Goals such as moving the airport from West Mobile down to Brookley Field. Check. Building a brand new $300 million civic center. Check. Transforming the Port of Mobile into one of the fastest growing ports in America, complete with the deepest shipping channel in the entire Gulf. Check.
When he's checking things off a list, I kept listening for potholes being filled on the list. Didn't get mentioned.
Helping to secure additional investments for both Airbus and Austal, along with literally dozens of other companies to create thousands of new jobs in the pipeline. And in the instance of Airbus, helping Mobile become the 4th largest commercial aircraft manufacturing hub in the world. Check. Securing more than 24 pay raises for city workers and leading the initiative for a successful vote by the citizens of West Mobile to come be a part of the city. Helping for the first time in years restore Mobile's position as Alabama's 2nd largest city in the state once again. Check. And while many people don't fully realize all that you've done, working behind the scenes, you have led the effort to build consensus so that one day soon, hopefully, we will have a brand new bridge crossing over Mobile River and Mobile Bay. And that is a big check in many ways.
if we ever get the bridge?
Without embellishing, there are so many other important accomplishments that have been recorded during your 12 years. Lower crime rates, the successful implementation of the Capital Improvement Fund, reducing bond indebtedness, and while seeing multiple credit rating increases from both Moody's and S&P. The list truly seems endless. But as we all celebrate what you have meant to us, I'm confident, knowing you as long as I have, that you would much prefer, rather than praise you, that we would simply thank the good Lord above for the many blessings that he has bestowed upon us during this time in office.
All right, Joe Bonner, former congressman, currently running University of South Alabama, checking off the list of all the accomplishments. Now, I'm going to share with you just a little bit of the mayor. He spoke at length, thanked a lot of people. If you're interested, if you're wondering, is he going to thank me? Is he going to thank me? You can watch the YouTube video of the council meeting and see if he thanked you. I thought you would want to hear this part of his speech, though, because I haven't heard him talk about his faith as much as he talked about his faith in this speech. So here is the mayor. He talks about what the secret sauce of Mobile is.
I also tell people that what is the secret sauce of Mobile? What's the recipe for what we've been able to do over the last several years?
Now, please don't guess what the secret sauce is, because your guess might not be good. I'm uncomfortable with people in Mobile thinking about sauces that are secret. But let's listen to what the mayor says the secret sauce is.
And I'd say it's a combination of three things.
All right.
First, a vision was cast to unite this city to become a safer, more business and family-friendly city. One Mobile. And y'all, we steadfastly pursued that fulfillment. Scripture tells us that where brothers live in harmony, God commands a blessing. It also tells us that God hears and answers our prayers. And all the answers sometimes fall short of what we hope, but they also may exceed our expectations. So secondly, fervently and ongoing prayer by countless people have brought God's favor upon us and opened doors of opportunity. And third,
now so the first thing in the secret sauce was having a vision, having a plan. The second thing was so many people praying. I like this kind of talk. I wish he'd done more of this.
Our willingness to publicly glorify God for our successes completes the recipe for our success. So after having written that, I had an afterthought.
And I heard the third thing was glorifying God in public. I like the fact that recently we're hearing more public figures talk about their faith. Now, I don't want to necessarily live in a theocracy, but I sure do like hearing people admit honestly their faith in God publicly, even elected officials.
Which I also wrote down, and this is coming to the end. When things are going good, when you got money in the bank, when people are patting you on the back and telling you how good you are, it's time to be careful. Because that can lead to complacency, can lead to sloppiness. Be very careful not to exceed the capacity to execute in an outstanding way. There's only so much you can do well, and everybody wants you to do more. But you got to be measured as you go forward. Right now, Mobile has momentum, so don't sit on your laurels. Don't let up. Challenge yourself to be better, do better, work smarter, cooperate more, be a better teammate. And when I break up a staff meeting, and I'm not breaking this meeting up because this is CJ's, I always say, let's go get them, boys and girls.
So big appreciation there for Mayor Stimson in his final meeting as mayor. Now, a lot of people also paid tribute to the mayor's wife, Jean. He thanked her for being a part of his being a part of the family and helping him execute his duties. Let's listen. Here is Mobile City Council President C.J. Small talking about how great the mayor's wife has been.
Ms. Jean has been a practical first lady of the city of Mobile, very respectful, always smiling, and stayed in her place.
She stayed in her place.
And that's very important because many times that you have wives interfere with their husband's business. Well, I can honestly say that she has just represented the city of Mobile very well.
All right, so C.J. Small thanking the mayor's wife for staying in her place. I have more. There was actually business at the meeting that I found intriguing. We'll get to all of that as the Uncle Henry Show continues after the news break.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
We're just getting word of an accident, McVeigh Drive at Halls Mill Road. Also watch for an accident, Spring Hill Avenue at Union Avenue. And it's slow on Highway 59, heading south from I-10 to Gulf Shores, 49-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
This week on Red Pilled America, we tell the story of the famed Dilbert comic strip artist, author, podcaster, and everyone's internet dad, Scott Adams. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
Hello, I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. Hurricane Melissa intensified before making landfall in Jamaica. Officials and neighbors bracing for catastrophic winds, flash flooding, and landslides from the Category 5 storm. Deputy Chairman of Jamaica's Disaster Risk Management Council urged people to seek shelter and stay indoors as the storm crosses the island. The Jamaican government said it had done all it could to prepare, as it warned of devastating damage from the strongest hurricane to hit the island since record-keeping began 174 years ago. In Mobile, police report a man suffered serious injuries when he was shot on Bayshore Avenue. Now, police say it happened at Pat's garage. At the time officers responded, there was a nearby home fully engulfed in flames. Police say the shooting and the fire do not appear to be related. Now, the cause of the fire is still unclear. Police telling Fox 10 News they have not arrested anyone for the shooting. The city of Mobile celebrating the return of Carnival Spirit. Carnival made the announcement it intended to resume year-round sailings from here. Now, before that starts in 2027, a celebration of the Carnival Spirit setting sail. The city made the proper accommodations and invested in passenger facilities at the cruise terminal. They installed a new gangway passengers use for the first time today. Carnival says this is one of the highest-rated ports for customer experience and satisfaction. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeartRadio station.
Alabama Senator Katie Britt has signed on as a co-sponsor of a bill that would ensure uninterrupted funding of the food stamps program. Republican Missouri Senator Josh Hawley's Keep SNAP Funded Act would provide funding retroactively from the start of the shutdown. In a social media post, Britt vowed to stay in touch with state officials in Alabama as lawmakers continue to pressure Democrats to reopen the government. The Senate votes to confirm the nomination of Alabama Supreme Court Justice Bill Lewis to a federal judgeship. That vote was 58-40. And a suspected illegal alien now being held in connection with a deadly drunk driving wreck. Authorities in Mobile say Franklin Arana crashed his vehicle into another car and killed a boy. ICE has placed an immigration detainer on him. He's charged with manslaughter and DUI. I'm Leah Brandon.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
My camera has not frozen here. My camera has not frozen here, but I'm also seeing glitches as well. Those that have seen a glitch of some kind. I've also been glitched. All right, back on the radio here in about 90 seconds. Let me see if there's anything I can tell you while waiting to go back on the radio. Parents, according to news reports, parents now using smartphones, wearables, and location sharing apps to keep tracks of their kids on Halloween. Eventually, aren't we all going to be tracked? When the authorities tell us that we're all supposed to wear some type of, or we're all going to have some type of digital ID implanted in us, won't we all be tracked? All right, back on the radio in less than 30 seconds with a little bit more of actual business from the Mobile City Council meeting. About the Fat Tuesday nightclub.
Home. Help more families like Stewart's. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
It says the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM. You can also hear me on FM radio. I'm on 95 KSJ playing country music, today's hottest country, Monday through Friday between 10 and 2. Tomorrow, I'll be giving away a family 4-pack of passes to Tropic Falls at OWA. That's the big indoor water park, Tropic Falls at OWA. Your chance to win with me on 95 KSJ tomorrow afternoon, right after 1 o'clock. It'll be about 1:15 in the afternoon that I'll be giving away those passes if you are interested in trying to win them tickets. Now, if you just joined the show due to your lack of interest or lack of initiative, I've been covering today's Mobile City Council meeting. Really, for a change, quite an interesting meeting because it was the final meeting for Mayor Stimson as the mayor, because next week it'll be Mayor Spiro. So lots of tributes to Mayor Stimson. I just shared. Now, all the city council members felt like they had to give some type of going away tribute. I won't play those for you because most of that was hot air. I did share with you right before we went into the break that C.J. Small praised the mayor, and he also praised the mayor's wife, C.J. Small, council president, saying that the mayor's wife knew to stay in her place, according to him.
Ms. Jean has been a practical first lady of the city of Mobile, very respectful, always smiling, and stayed in her place. And that's very important because many times that you have wives interfere with their husband's business. But I can honestly say that she has just represented the city of Mobile very well.
Okay, so congratulations on everyone involved there and everybody staying. See, I'm not even comfortable repeating what he said. I'm nervous trying to repeat it. Anyway, watch the meeting and you'll get full context on those remarks. Now, there was business at the Mobile City Council meeting today. Some of this was something that's been held over for a couple of weeks. Whether or not to stop the business license for a nightclub called the Fat Tuesdays Nightclub and Sports Bar, spelled P-H-A-T, because that's better for whatever reason than F-A-T. Fat Tuesdays Sports Bar. This is located on St. Stephen's Road. The place was overrun with people at all hours. Midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., even 4 a.m. There would be countless cars parking up in the neighborhood behind the nightclub, making the lives of the people that live near this nightclub just a terrible nightmare. Lots and lots of police resources having to go to the club over and over and over again for all of the people that were out there and the people getting in trouble out in the neighborhood around the place. It was on the agenda on yes or no to shut down the nightclub. The owner of the nightclub showed up and spoke. The owner, Rick Johnson. Here's a little bit of him talking at the meeting today.
I was privileged. I am privileged to be a successful business owner for 15 years at my sports bar. It's just within the last 3 months, whatever, I became a nuisance for some reason. I don't know.
Well, I think you do.
I know I caused the police to prevent things from happening. I try not to let it happen and call the police. Young lady behind me.
There's a citizen there that is, I'm going to share with you what she had to say as well, but she had called the police because of all the disturbances around her house.
So she called the police every Friday, Saturday night. If she did that, she'd have made 104 calls in a year herself. So phone calls shouldn't matter. Once you
phone calls to the police shouldn't matter.
You're paying taxes. This is something that you pay taxes for. If in fact the police prevent problems, it wouldn't be problems.
All right, so it's the police's fault. Now, the owner talked more. You can watch his full comments on the City Council's YouTube video. I thought you might want to hear. This lady talks about what it was like to live behind Fat Tuesdays.
I never knew Rick. I never knew who.
She's talking about Rick, the owner.
Owned the club. I used to speak with Miss Keisha, and she said that she would take care of the noise, the traffic, the people getting out the cars, partying on the street, shooting. I have 3 daughters that live out of Mobile, and the only time that they can come is on weekends. The last time one of my daughters came, somebody got killed, like about 50 feet from my house. I have anything against the club. It's just the disturbance. And I have to be to work early in the mornings. And I keep coming down over and over. I used to didn't come down, but it got to be that one of the council members went and told Rick that I came to the city council meeting to talk about him getting closed. I never said I wanted him closed. I just want the disturbance to stop. Okay, so when one of the council meeting went and told him, then he came to my house, and my husband answered the door. We didn't open the door because we didn't know what was going on. So I think that was inappropriate.
So anyway, there's more from her, but you heard her say that when she came and complained about the nightclub to the city, one of the council members went to the owner and told the owner who came and complained about him. So the owner went to the house of the lady. Anyway, let's see. Buford, longtime caller Buford, made a prediction about this.
Henry, this here's Buford. Henry, when that there Fat Tuesdays bar, Henry, they will never close that bar down. This is why. First off,
Now, he said Buford, you said they would never close the bar down, and you also said in your comments that he's got money and donates to politicians.
they stop selling till they stop buying chicken wings. That's just pure genius. But Henry, he's also a genius in another way. As soon as he got money up, Henry, he started buying every local politician he could.
All right, so here's what happened. Buford, the council voted five council members, the majority voted to close it down. So Fat Tuesdays is closed down. So this is a wonderful, wonderful result for that neighborhood. These people are going to get there. They're going to be able to go outside of their house without worrying, is somebody going to get shot 50 feet from the house? Are we going to hear all this loud stuff going on until 3 and 4 in the morning? They did shut it down, but Buford said that he started buying every local politician. Now, it was 5 votes to shut it down. C.J. Small abstained. because he said he needed more information or wanted more information. And Corey Penn abstained because he said he needed more information on this. So I did go and look it up, the Alabama Secretary of State's website. Fat Tuesday's nightclub did give $1,000 to the campaign of C.J. Small. And Fat Tuesdays did give $1,000 to the campaign of Corey Penn. They both abstained on the close it down vote. Now, Fat Tuesdays also gave $1,000 to the campaign of William Carroll, but William Carroll voted to close it down. So I guess he didn't buy everybody.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
And watch for an accident, McVeigh Drive at Halls Mill Road. And watch for some congestion developing on Highway 59 from I-10 to Gulf Shores. It's a 47-minute drive. Got an accident west on Spring Hill Avenue at Union Avenue. And slow on Highway 98 from Daphne to I-10, an 8-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report is sponsored by
YouTube viewers, thank you for looking in on the program. Chuck Greer, thank you for looking in. And Steve of Make It Stick, good afternoon to you. But yeah, it needed to be shut down. It was just, I don't know that people would you'd have to have seen it in operation to understand just how wild a scene it was. But they shut the bar down, even though there were $1,000 donations to certain council members' campaigns when they were running in the last municipal election. The $1,000 donation to William Carroll did not affect his vote, apparently. Now, let's see. What can I tell you about while waiting to go back on the radio? Today was National First Responder Day. Saw lots of first responders on TV today and wish them the best. A company in China is offering a humanoid robot now with a price tag of $1,370. The price for your robot is coming down. $1,370. Now, it's 3 foot tall, and it's designed for education and home use. They claim that the robot can walk, balance, and dance, all while responding to voice commands. Now, I don't want to ever buy something just to watch it dance. I don't quite understand that. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Now, the CEO of Heineken, Dolf van der Brink. Now, I would expect the CEO of Heineken to have a name like that, Dolf van der Brink. He is in the news because in an interview, he's been upset that the World Health Organization has been speaking out against alcoholic beverages. The World Health Organization has been speaking out against alcoholic beverages, and Dolf van der Brink of Heineken says that's wrong. He says that beer has social qualities and there needs to be a balanced and nuanced discussion about beer. Dolph says, in this time of loneliness and a mental health epidemic, beer's role in bringing people together is important to make a part of the public debate. I like that the CEO, the name of the CEO fits the company, Dolph Vanderbrink. That fits. He should change it to Drink instead of Brink. Dolph Vanderdrink should be his name. But anyway. Oh, back on the radio.
Undueling. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. This is News Radio 710, WNTM, an iHeartRadio station.
Uncle Henry's show. It is 5:20 or 5:50. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes here on the Uncle Henry Show. And I've got a little bit more to tell you about from today's Mobile City Council meeting. Now, when Mayor Sandy Stimpson became mayor of Mobile, the first few years, the relationship between the mayor and the council had some conflict, some bumps in the road. There were some members of the council that didn't feel like the mayor was showing them well, I don't know. Again, I'm not a mind reader. I've not yet developed the ability to read minds, but I do remember some arguments, some conflict between some members of the council and the mayor. Now, one of those conflicts was a logo for the city. The mayor went out and got Stacy Wellborn, who's been on this show numerous times, along with her husband, Johnny Gwynn of DeepFriedStudios.com. Stacy Wellborn designed this M logo that you will see on many of the garbage cans and many other city trucks and things like that. They call it now the iconic M logo. And initially, that irritated some members of the Mobile City Council because they had their own idea for a logo. They wanted to say that Mobile's should be, the slogan for the city should be Born to Celebrate. And they had their own little logo that was like confetti. And they were mad that he had this other logo and he put it on all this stuff. And this was a conflict that I don't know was ever really resolved. The administration had their own logo and the city council had their own logo that had confetti on it. Well, after all of the tributes to the mayor were issued and the mayor made his big speech, the council immediately moved some resolutions to the top of the list, and they solved this conflict years. This has been years ago. They solved the conflict today. The Mobile City Council passed a resolution that made the official motto or the official slogan of the city of Mobile, Born to Celebrate. That is our official slogan or motto, or what, I don't remember which one it is, but it's now official. Born to Celebrate. But then in the very next moment, they voted, passing a resolution to make that iconic M the official logo of the city of Mobile. And they did that as a tribute to the mayor. So it was, after watching that conflict years ago, to see it get wrapped up the way that it was today, it was very satisfying. It was strangely satisfying to see that wrapped up the way that it was done at today's Mobile City Council meeting. So both of the parties involved reached a compromise there at the mayor's last official meeting with the slogan or motto, Born to Celebrate, but the logo staying that M. So congratulations to everybody involved. And congratulations out to Stacey Wellborn for having that logo last beyond the Stimson administration. And it's also, I guess it'll save money because it's already on so many things with the city of Mobile. Now they don't have to remove it and replace it with something else. So that there with the Mobile City Council meeting. So again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the hour, if you're a student of Mobile history, there was a lot of it at today's meeting. Meeting lasted about 90 minutes, and I couldn't put all of it on the radio show. So if you're interested, if you love Mobile and you're interested in that kind of stuff, go watch the meeting on the council's YouTube channel, and you'll see all that stuff. Now, coming up, there is more show to come after the news break. I'm going to have one of my coworkers come in and talk about an event. I'm going to an event this Saturday in downtown Mobile. There is a fundraiser for Lifeline Counseling Services, which is needed now more than ever. And they're raising money with the Brunch Fest. It is an excuse to go into downtown Mobile and eat brunch food from, I think, about 15 restaurants, and they are competing, trying to create delicious brunch food. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, keep on listening. We're going to talk about that. And I have a few other news items I want to get to as well as the Uncle Henry Show continues after the news break here on News Radio 710 WNTM. A reminder, you could listen back to previous episodes of this show by listening to them as a podcast. Go on the iHeartRadio app and look up Uncle Henry Show. And you'll find all these previous episodes. Or just go to our website, newsradio710.com. And you can find the Uncle Henry Show podcast there.
Securing America.
All right, YouTube viewers, thank you for looking at the show. I'm going to turn the camera off. The rest of the show can be heard on News Radio 710 WNTM. And between now and the next segment, I'm going to go lay down for a minute. It's been a long day watching these council meetings. Have a pleasant evening and a pleasant tomorrow.
Feet long and just 21 inches wide, essentially a pole with little wings equipped with a turbo fan engine and sophisticated guidance. And when multiple are fired at the same time, they can take separate routes at 500 miles per hour and then meet up and hit a target in a coordinated strike. Today's models can loiter over a target for hours, take optical scans, and wait for other missiles to arrive before detonating. They can disperse cluster munitions over a wide pattern to hit airfields or carry a unitary warhead for harder targets. Tom Graham, Fox